beware when a thinker is let loose upon the world. And so I've been thinking. John's out of town, and when I learned that people don't necessarily come to our website for our Sunday celebrations, but I'm glad that you are here now, nor do they really come for our classes, but they come for the PDF books. More people download PDF books from our website than do anything else. So when I found that out, I thought, well, maybe I should get some new books on that website. And recently I've put up 2 Fenwick Holmes books, The Law of Mind in Action and Being and Becoming. Last week I put up Florence Scovel Shinn's The Game of Life and How to Play It. So if you ever wanted to give anybody one of those books, just send them a link and say, this is my gift to you, download it and read it and consider it a book. I've been working on a 3rd book from Fenwick that's called How to Develop the Faith That Heals. And so it's a book about faith, and although I don't completely agree with everything he says, it's triggered me into thinking about this thing called faith, because faith is very important to me. Having started in this teaching, you wanted to walk down memory lane on welfare and food stamps with a 3-year-old homeless and giving plasma twice a week. The idea of developing faith was something that I worked on because I knew that it could cash out for me in ways that I needed it to cash out. Because the premise is that there's only one. There's one infinite, absolute, self-existent cause. It is infinite, and you cannot have 2 infinites. Infinite, by its very nature, means there's only one, because there's no edge to it. There's no way to have something outside of an infinite, or you no longer have an infinite. You have two-ness, a world of duality. Good and bad, right and wrong, mine and theirs, more and less. You have the world of duality, and that's not true on an absolute level. There is only the one. And then since there's only the one, the second idea is that each of us is created out of that oneness, as a point of that oneness, as an individualized expression of the oneness. And you get into it a little bit deeper, and the science says that in order for a oneness to exist, it must exist in its totality at every point simultaneously, which means all of the one is you now. And if you just want to blow your mind a little bit more, all of the one is you now. And all of the one is the candle now. And all of the one is the wall now. And all of the one is me now. And somehow we're all connected, not so much like the native teachings that there's a spider web of light that connects us one to the other, but that we all exist at the same point right now. That we are all only the one. There's nothing to connect. And so we come into this teaching and we're taught that our thought is powerful and that we're creating our reality, and that if we focus on something, we can use that inherent power within us of the one to manifest that. That's what I liked. I like this idea that I could create a different set of circumstances in my life because I've created these circumstances. And many, many people come into our teaching, and they come in through the prosperity class so they can learn how to pull money out of thin air. They come to learn how to walk on fire, that they can do anything. They come into this teaching to learn how to change the conditions in their lives into something that's more comfortable. You know, if I had to choose, I've been rich and I've been poor, and I like being rich better because it's more comfortable. I may have learned more when I was poor, but I'm more comfortable rich. So we want to adjust and manipulate the conditions in our lives to be more comfortable. Anybody would. So where does that faith come in? Because what we can then do is translate comfort to good and discomfort to bad. That I want to use the power of this oneness, the infinite power of the universe and beyond, to manifest the things that fit into my idea of what I like and not have to have with what I don't like. I don't want to change inside of myself. I just want the conditions on the outside to change. I don't know if you've ever had these thoughts. I've had them a lot. And where I find that the need for faith comes in is when the conditions are not changing. They're not changing. And so what do? I look inside and I go, what am I doing wrong? That the conditions are not changing. I need to say more affirmations. I need to have more practitioners treat for me. I need to force this circumstance into something that looks the way I think it should look. And then I'll be okay. I want you to know that that's not the best way to move through life. It's very reactive. It's very secondary causation. And if anybody's been over in my classes for the last couple of years, you know I have pounded that drum. That, as Troward said, if you allow your purpose to be contingent upon any person, place, or thing, you've descended to the level of secondary causation. And that is the realm of doubt and fear and limitation. But still, we say, if only this job will come through, if only this house will sell, if only I had more money in the bank, if only everybody liked me, then I would be okay. Secondary causation. And so what we want to do is we want to move into this idea back to the beginning that says there is only one. And an infinite cannot be divided against itself, which means good, John finally gave us permission to use the word yay, good cannot be bad. That which is expanding and uplifting and growing cannot be shrinking and constricting and dying. That the infinite cannot go against itself. The nature of the divine cannot go against itself. Love cannot be hate. And so we go back to this idea of oneness that says if the totality of the divine is present in this situation, then it must be good, it must be love, it must be prosperity, it must be health, it must be wholeness, no matter what it looks like. And that's where we move into faith. Not faith that the circumstances are going to change to where we're more comfortable with them, to where we don't have to change, just the circumstances will change despite what we're doing. But to know that the presence of the divine is here in its totality at this moment. That only good can come from this because only good is here. And so I look at this idea of oneness and I wonder, if we went beyond our personality, our ego, conscious mind, which is just a little teeny tiny speck, into that greater awareness. You can call it a soul awareness or a spirit awareness. I wonder what's really going on when we create circumstances in our lives. Is it only now that we have a bar that we've all got to be in vibrant health, abundant prosperity, loving relationships, and joy-filled success as an outer manifestation of every event in our lives? Is that the only way that we're okay if we've got a Mercedes outside or a Jaguar or the helicopter pad? Have we just translated one set of idealized images, which psychology says is a very immature psychological state to come from, saying I must be like this, for another? And does this one disregard any of the greater realities that are going on? I've been thinking. And one of the things that I thought about was when one person came into this center and developed renal failure. And then through spiritual mind treatment and all kinds of wonderful things, the renal failure miraculously healed. And that story was shared when another person came into this center who had renal failure. And through hearing that story, they were reminded that anything is possible, that there's a health and wholeness inherent within us all, and 2 days later, the renal failure was healed. And I wonder, and just bear with me, I'm a little wooey, I wonder if that first person at a soul level didn't have an agreement with the second person to go through that, to bring forth the idea of healing so the second person could catch it. And I wonder how many people watching that video out in the world who have renal failure or other quote-unquote incurable diseases caught that and realized that they could heal. And I wonder, when we're busy looking at something and making ourselves wrong for having it, if we're not giving the greatest gift we can give in this lifetime by going through something and staying clear and lifting ourselves and everyone else up. When I can look at a circumstance that I haven't seen the end of yet and know that the end is one of light and love and health and wholeness, no matter what it looks like to me in the moment, I have faith. And if I have faith, I can trust that no matter what is going on in my world, only good can come from this. Florence Shinn says that every situation, no matter what we label it as, is a chain, is a link in the chain to our good. And it's important for us to keep that link together through our faith and our affirmation and our knowing that only good can come from this, because only good is here. And when we do that, we bring in great good into our world. And like Wallace Wattles says, when we lift ourselves up like that in a way that lifts everyone else up, then we're really doing something. If we want peace on earth, we must not only create peace within ourselves, but do it in such a way that we lift everyone else up. We can't have peace in our own meditation time and then go and pick a fight at Ingalls like Carolyn Mace. We can't do that. What I hear on the news this morning, I have only one channel on my TV since I turned the cable off, but I did hear on that one channel this morning some kind of a monk or a yoga meditation instructor say that if you think you don't have 20 minutes for spiritual practice, you need to do 2 hours. Every day. So I'm starting to see us not as individualized points of light with a connection between us, but I'm starting to think of what does this Barbara, what has she already planned to give this room full of people? And what have we already planned to give to the world? And if I get sidetracked by saying, this isn't working right, and this didn't happen right, and oh my gosh, what am I going to do about that? Then I'm missing the gift to me and to everyone else. I think that my soul awareness, my spirit awareness is so much greater than my personality awareness that it's going to continue on no matter how I see it. So I know that my life is easier and much more fulfilling when I can see everything as part of the unfolding of the love and the light that I came here to be. And so I offer that to you today, to claim everything as good and only good, that everything is a blessing, everything is a link in the chain of the unfoldment of who you are as a spiritual being, that you don't know the gift that you're giving somebody else. If your car breaks down, if you miss the light, if something didn't happen and you think, oh, what's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. We are beings of light. We come from the light. It is our job to see that in every circumstance of our life and watch how that comes forth. And if you never see the end of it, so what? On some level, we've already experienced the complete unfoldment of consciousness on planet Earth. I don't have a doubt that everything that is happening is part of the healing of us as a species. It's already done. It's already happened. We're going through the motions, but the motions have already fallen into place. So yes, please be aware of your thinking. Create things that make you comfortable. Be happy at every turn of the road. But understand that there is a part of us that is a part of us that is orchestrating something magnificent and wonderful by means of me and by means of you through it all. We are amazing, and I love you very much. Thank you. invite our welcomers to come forward. And who's here for the very first time? Decided to come to Center for Spiritual Living Asheville. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. For the very first time, what a great idea. You had two people down the front. These people have a card for you that says welcome home. If you want to know more about what we do here, you can give us your name and address. Give us your email address. If you just want emails, check emails only. But understand that something has happened to you by coming to this center. It happens to us every week. We grow into greater levels of awareness of joy, of love, of peace. We demonstrate more prosperity, more health, and more wholeness every step of the way. There's something that has touched you that your soul knows is true, and it can never go back. So welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Asheville. I'm delighted that you came. And now I'd like to invite our prosperity acceptors to come forward. Take out what you're going to give. And thank you for all of the different ways you give to this center. Whether you're giving through the donation station in the social hall, zapping the QR code on the back of the program, going on PayPal to never let the sun go down on a tithe, whether you give through the auto giving program or have your bank send in checks, whether you stop by in the middle of the week or put something in this basket, thank you for being so generous in your giving to this center. I'm very grateful. We got a PayPal gift from someone in New Zealand. We got money orders this week from someone in New Jersey. The work that we do here is changing the world. It's touching millions of people, and I'm so grateful that we all get to be a part of it. So I like to open my hand, put the gift in it, cover it with my other hand, and pull it to my heart. And what I know is that God is the source of all supply, that money is the action and movement and flow of spirit in and through our lives. And so we acknowledge it for what it is. It is a holy gift. And whenever we give, that which we are goes with our gift. There's only one. And so the light and the love and the beauty of each of us goes with this gift to create a solid foundation for this center to reach out to more and more people, to people who call it home, and to people that will never even know. I know that each one of us comes together this day to make this center all that it was ever meant to be. It is a place of peace, a beacon of light, a tower of strength, and a fountain of wisdom that touches the lives of all who call it home. And we'll repeat our investment affirmation together aloud. We freely, I freely and joyously give from the abundance and fullness of my overflowing wealth, knowing my gift goes with love as it touches and blesses the world. And so it is. I know that everything in these baskets is blessed because every time we give, that which we are goes with our gift. So what are we? The light, the love, the joy of life. It poured out of each one of us as we gave our gift. It fills up this room from the floor to the ceiling, all between the walls. The air is rich and blessed with God as us, and as Spirit moves in our lives, things happen. So right here and right now, each and every one of us, we are touched, we are blessed, and we are healed. And I know that that energy cannot stay in this room, so out it goes around this world to touch and to bless and to heal every being on this planet. Always here, always now, blessing each one of us here today, everyone who has ever been here, and everyone yet to come. And so it is. Thank you.